Hello, sacred souls and curious wanderers. I'm back again with another video, and I have no notes this time. I have no notes, so I'm just going to kind of spitball. But what I wanted to discuss in this video, or put out there for this video, is the return of Mercury retrograde. It's finished. It's over. Woo! We made it. We made it here. It was tough. Not tough, but exhausting. It was very illuminating. It brought a lot to the surface, being in the sign of Cancer. But what I wanted to do for this video is sort of just create a conversation and an opportunity for you to reflect on what came up during this Mercury retrograde. What felt uncomfortable, what felt really good, what dreams arose that would not leave me alone. How can I act on them moving forward? How can I, make a promise to myself, make a vow to myself, make a commitment to myself that is sustainable? Is it a baby step each day? Is it, taking a bigger step once a week? What is it that I'm working towards, and how can I actively keep doing that consistently to show myself and the universe, God, source, whatever it is that you use, that I am willing and able and open and ready for that dream to come into fruition. Also, what conversations do I need to have? What arose in the way of dynamics and relationships and authority figures and family? What do I need from the people around me? What do I want from the people around me? What bothers me and triggers me and hurts me, and has done for a long time? And how can I, now that this Mercury energy has closed out, have those conversations or set some boundaries? Even if, family in particular is a hard one. It feels like we've had the conversation over and over again. It feels like we've shared how we've felt. It feels like it's not heard, or it's not respected, or it's not understood. And so you kind of feel like having conversations isn't really an option, or it isn't really going to get you anywhere. And I think my question to you, what Spirit is asking you really is it worth, with this clarity that I've just had, sitting down and having a more aligned conversation now that I completely understand what I want and what I need? And if it is, how can I have that conversation? How can I approach it? How can I make sure that we're both in a place, or we're all in a place, to have this conversation so that the information will be digested and accepted and thought through and felt through? If having a conversation is not an option, if it's really not going to get you anywhere, and you kind of know that down to your core, you've tried time and time again, with this clarity, how can I then set boundaries? Do I need this person in my life? When that comes to family, that's a hard thing, but do I need this person in my life? And not all relationships should be about benefit. They shouldn't be about getting you somewhere, but they should be supportive of your forward moving energy. They should be supportive of the direction that you're going. And if it's not, then ask yourself, how important is that relationship to you, and how important is that dream to you? How important to you? How much does your soul value getting to where it wants to go? And how much does it value that dynamic and that connection? And is it necessary to keep pursuing something that is not only hindering yourself, but potentially the other party as well? So I think a lot came up, at least for me, I know, during that retrograde and the Cancer new moon as well, of where in relationships am I letting myself down, and where in relationships am I letting other people down because I'm not showing up for myself, because I'm not setting boundaries for myself, because I'm not communicating, hey, I actually need this. And understanding and accepting that what I'm asking for really isn't too much, but that some people can't provide that, and that's okay. It sucks, and it can be really freaking hard sometimes, especially when someone has been with you for so long or means so much to you. Not everything has to end, but have the conversation. Hey, this isn't really supporting me. I don't feel like my energy moving forward, I don't feel like where I'm trying to go, where I'm getting to, where I'm moving towards is catered for and is nurtured within our dynamic. Can we create some space for that to exist here within this dynamic? And if we can't, let's maybe change what this dynamic looks like, and move forward with what's best for both of us. What else do we want to reflect on? I'll have a quick look at my Mercury retrograde notes that I made for that video. Retrograde. I have a lot of notes in this little book. Alrighty. Okay, and then with that, on that sort of topic of relationships, is what did I learn about myself? What arose during the retrograde between me, myself, and I? Am I showing up for myself enough? Am I taking care of myself? Am I holding enough space for myself to feel my emotions, to expand my own mind, to allow old parts of me to be laid to rest so that new parts of me can be born? You know, what arose during the retrograde? What parts of yourself did you realize, I actually don't identify with that anymore? You know, maybe it's your fashion, maybe it's the way you speak, maybe it's the field of work that you're in, maybe you've just sort of gone, I used to have a passion for this and I don't anymore. Maybe you used to drink a whole lot of coffee and you go, I don't really want to be doing that anymore. Maybe you know, habits, thoughts, feelings, expressions, hobbies, like what don't you identify with anymore, and how does that feel? What is coming to take its place? Do you know or do you not? But how can we release what doesn't take its place? What doesn't take its place? How can we release what doesn't feel aligned anymore so that something can take its place? Yeah, I think we're wrapping up the retrograde and we're moving into eclipse season next month in August. So I don't know when I'm posting this, but I think 12th of August we enter into eclipse season. So really getting clear of these things now, so that we can take action on them in this breath between cosmic intervention. Wow, I don't know when that happened, but that was flipped over. Wheel of Fortune was flipped over in my deck. So yeah, I love this card so much. When I first pulled it, I never understood it, but this Nine of Wands here, look at this guy, he looks terrified, in contemplation, maybe a little bit confused. He's worried that he's leaving behind, you know, he used to identify with these things. These are his hobbies and his patterns and things he identified with and ways that he socialized with friends and family. Like all of these things have served him up until this point, and realizing that they don't serve anymore and that they don't need to and probably shouldn't sustainably, for sustainable purposes, move forward with us. But we do have that true authentic version of ourselves, and you know, we we cling on to that, and it is hard to say goodbye to those old things sometimes, and it is hard to even see them for something that needs to be left behind. But moving forward with our most authentic, aligned, balanced, intuitive self, and focusing our attention forwards. So we come out of this, I don't know about leaving all these things behind, I've identified with them, who am I without them, you know? Well, let's focus on who we are without them. My true, most authentic, intuitive self, who is that? And let's move forward and let's move towards that. I think that is the card for this video, the Wheel of Fortune. It's got a mind of its own today, it keeps jumping around everywhere. Excuse me. There's so much wisdom and knowledge in this card, and like potential for, I almost see when I look at the Wheel of Fortune, I almost relate it in my mind to the Ace of Pentacles as well. Like this possibility and opportunity and gift of something physical, and it's not only something physical, but it's something that aligns between our physical, our emotional, and our mental and our spiritual world. It's like everything being brought into that aligned, cohesive, coherent state. So yeah, that is my Mercury retrograde return wrapped video. I don't know where that came from, but that's what it is. So I encourage you all to sit down with what actually came up during the retrograde period. How did it feel for you? Was it chaotic? Was it okay? Was it grounding? Was it ungrounding? Do you need to ground yourself? Do you need to tap back into the spiritual realm? You know, you two here on earth now, and take action towards all of the things that came up before we hit eclipse season. Because although we can take action consciously there, it is a nice breath right now to have those conversations. It's a deep thinking sign at the moment. The moon, as I'm filming this, I've just filmed my full moon in Aquarius video, so using that sort of energy as well to have that forward moving action of what came up during the retrograde. As usual, thank you for watching the video. Thanks for making it to the end. If you made it here, I appreciate you so much. Yeah, and until next time, I hope that you're having an amazing time, and I can't wait to see you all again.